Hey guys, what's going on? It's Twintuitive717. I am back with another video. I hope you guys are doing incredibly well. Guys, it's so good to be back. I think I really needed that extra time off just to ground myself and to feel safe again in my own space. And yeah, just relax a little bit. It was really good just to take some quiet time out and, really spend time on what's really important to me. And, by doing that, I really got so much more clarity and depth and, really beautiful messages about the journey and just how much the bond between the twins is so real. I think with this major event that happened in my life, it was definitely one of those moments that proved to me that telepathy between twins is real. Feeling like there's something off with your counterpart and then breaking all the rules of communication. Trust your counterpart on this journey. If you guys are going through silence or separation, but you know that you've exchanged words that you both know at this point, you are aware of the deep connection between you two, really hold on to the truth of what it is you know and feel in your heart about this person and let that love be your guiding light, because that's the main message that I have been guided to share with the Twin Flame Collective. A lot of us can get really thrown off balance during silence or like ghosting or when there's conflict between you and your twin. And what it does is it ends up pushing us, further away from the journey itself, which is expressing our authentic truth, which is this love that we have for this other person. It's either we express the love or we hide it. And I've been shown that hiding it is, it's not the path that we're meant to be on. We're meant to be on a path of true love and expression. And that's why this love feels so intense, unlike anything else that we've ever felt. And that's why it does end up bringing a lot of perceived obstacles in the way that make you say to yourself, I don't know how this would ever work. But it doesn't necessarily get rid of the longing and the yearning and the love that you're feeling for this person or you're wanting to experience it. So yeah, trust yourselves, guys, because, the masculines, oh man, they're really romantic and wanting to be so loving and protective. And, it's funny because during my channelings, I heard one of the masculines, say like something like, get a grip of yourself and just like reach out or message her. I'm getting a sense of like a lot of them are ready and not ready. So they're ready to charge forward, say how they feel. But at the same time, they're not ready because they're starting to realize the reality of being with you guys in the 3D. Many of you up until this point have experienced your twin flame connection in the 5th dimension. So even though you guys might talk here and there, a lot of the depth of what you feel is usually like when you guys are separate. And what I've been getting is like a lot of the masculines are preparing to bring you into their physical space. And that's the part that they're feeling like, I'm not sure if I'm ready for a lot of like the confrontational energy that's going to come up from that. So what I sense is that because the feminine's more of like the receiving energy, she can already like foresee and take into account the visions and what's to come and this preparedness in the sense just to receive and go with the flow. Whereas the masculines are logical in the sense where they're trying to like be very strategic and map out every move and if I do bring her into my life and this person has this to say, how would we handle it type of thing. So I feel like, many of them they're kind of like preparing, and that feeling of preparing is them saying like, I'm ready to experience life with this person. And it might make some of the feminines feel a little bit uneasy as well. Like, even if you're noticing your masculines coming closer, whether it's energetically or even in the physical, and then you find yourself slowly tiptoeing backwards out of the room, just know it's completely normal and you guys are going to continue to trigger each other like this. The more the masculine awakens, the more the feminine's going to have triggers being brought to her attention that makes her go, oh, whoa, I'm not ready for this either. You know what I mean? Because that's the thing. It's like a lot of us want the union, we want the end goal, and then as soon as our masculine brings it to the table, as divine feminines, we can find ourselves making excuses or trying to buy extra time or delay things, or maybe now we're starting to realize like, oh, wait a second, I got to be honest about this twin flame connection too, because they're moving towards me, and many of you want that movement towards you, and again, it's triggering you guys to kind of step back a little and say to yourselves, what do I need to do now on my end in order to bring this together if it's what I desire? Because that's the thing, guys, like when you guys are finding yourselves like I constantly like pulling each other back into your lives, it's because when you separate, you realize you don't want to be without each other. So you come back together, and then more stuff ends up coming out for healing. The more that happens and the more stuff comes out, and to the point where there's just nothing else to come out, it's like that's when you guys will feel like before you know it, you're experiencing physical union. All right, so with that being said, I wanted to share messages from the Romance Angel Oracle deck. It's a new deck that I bought. I've seen other readers use it, but I was never drawn to get it for myself up until now, like within the last I guess couple of weeks or so with the downtime I've had. I'm like, I'm really kind of attracted to that deck now, and I really want to use it because I think the messages from it will definitely reflect, that sort of energy I've been getting with the deepening of the bond between the two, like this feeling of getting prepared to be with each other, because again, like life is precious, life is short. I hate to say it like that, life is short, because, I think that life can be very long if we know how to use it wisely. As the great Seneca says. But yeah, I feel like a lot of them are just wanting to send you tender messages, feminine, to keep reminding you like, even if I'm silent, even if we're not together, like it doesn't mean I don't love you, or it doesn't mean I'm not trying to come towards you in a way that makes sense. A lot of them, they don't want to lose you. They don't want to lose you now or ever. I think I channeled that song and I shared it in the community board. It's like so many of them are having realizations about the fact that it's like, yeah, this is a twin flame journey. Like they can't believe they laughed at you, or they can't believe they thought it was ridiculous, because now they themselves are spending endless amounts of time trying to learn about the very same concepts that you might have mentioned in the very beginning, feminine. All right, so let's go ahead and just get a few messages. What's on the masculine's mind regarding his connection with his feminine? Passion, of course. Oh, always, or it says, allow your heart and soul to sing with joy. Yeah, he's definitely, feeling romantic about it. He's feeling the love. He wants to come together. For many of them too, like I sense dreams. Dreams are what is making them feel very attracted and passionate about the feminine. It's almost like he's dreaming of her. Sorry guys, I'm like losing my voice here. It's like the masculines are like choking up a little when it comes to relaying these messages. But yeah, like this nervousness of now wanting to bring it into the physical. Many of them too are going to have to try to come towards you very slowly, because I get the sense that many of them, the last time you guys spoke, they said like, listen, I just want to be friends. I don't believe in all of this twin flame stuff. This might have been the longest separation you guys have had, and now boom, they're making their way back into the ring with you, divine feminine, because yeah, they can't walk away from what feels good, right? I mean, who wants to do that? No one's going to walk away from true love when they find it. Believe me, guys, like you can't. You're going to shift things in your own physical life to accommodate it. It's like winning the lottery when you find true love. No, there's no going back. That feeling can't be undone. Many of you have been on this journey for 5 years, 10 years, maybe even more, and you feel like your heart stops every time you see a photo of your twin flame. Like, the universe is trying to tell you, you have to do something about this instead of observing it. And I feel like the underlying passion for the feminine is something that many of the masculines are starting to see. For men, it's like out of sight, out of mind, right? It's like they're not intimate with you, they can't see you, they can't exchange energy with you. Okay, then it sizzles out, it fizzles out kind of thing, right? Because there's nothing really to hold on to. But with the divine feminine, again, 5 years, 10 years, it doesn't matter. All they need to do is connect again, and he's feeling like a teenager. He's feeling all of this wild, sexual, passionate energy that brings him to life in more ways than one. You know, not only sexually, creatively. It makes him want to, you know, be of service to it just makes him feel really, really good, you know, angelic, like he's on cloud 9 kind of thing with the wings here that I see. Okay, so yeah, they're definitely feeling this love, divine feminines, a lot deeper than they anticipated. Okay, let's go ahead and get another message. Chemistry. Yeah, because it can't be denied. Especially, like I'm telling you guys, after so long, like you would think that the feelings fade, but it doesn't. It's always renewed in a sense. You know, you guys come back together and it just feels like you are picking up where you left off. It says there's a strong magnetic attraction here. And so some of you might be like, you know, even if it's the masculines tuned in, you know, constantly seeking out that validation of like, what is this thing I'm going through? What am I experiencing with this person? You know, it's true love. That's what you're experiencing. You know, many of them are starting to feel grateful for it as well, rather than feeling like, what the heck is this? Or she's crazy, or I don't know what she's talking about. You know, they're done denying it, because many of them are going through so many changes as well, guys. Like, not only has this love made them feel really, really good, but, you know, there's like this double-edged sword where it can also shed light on certain parts of your life that is making you unhappy, and you need to take action in order to help dissolve it or bring about something new. Many of them are starting to feel that like mundane, bored feeling of just life in general. But when they spend time with their feminine, it's like the mirror effect. It's like, wow, like I really like, how come the reflection in that mirror doesn't look like my reality? And that's what happens when they see their feminines, or when they spend time with their feminines. It's like the chemistry between you guys, again, makes the masculines feel so much more part of this experience and this world. And I feel like a lot of the realization comes from, I want to hold on to that feeling because I don't want to let it go. Why am I going to let it go? So many of them are just, you know, in a space of like, they want their space and silence and all of that stuff, because they're literally dealing with having to like clean up shop. And I know I've mentioned this a lot in past readings, but it's just what the feminines love is doing for them. Like, it's helping them to transform in such a positive way. And in their eyes, it's like, that's really hard to let go of, right? Like, many of them are holding on to this twin flame connection with you guys, and they know that they need to focus on themselves and focus on putting endings to certain cycles and certain things. And that's why sometimes a lot of the push and pull and conflict can happen, because sometimes it might very well be the masculines who don't want to surrender, guys. They don't want to surrender because I don't want to lose you now or ever. But you're not going to lose her, divine masculines, but you're also not going to come any closer by, you know, holding on to the energy that you feel without, you know, cutting ties with what it is you need to do as well. And I'm not picking sides here, because this could very well go for the feminine as well, like I was saying in the beginning. You know, your masculine is feeling all of these things for you, and he's starting to see that no amount of time that passes by can make these feelings go away. So again, the universe is now inviting him to take action. And so as he moves closer, it might be triggering a lot of you feminines as well to take action in your own life. You know, look at the areas of your life that are perceived obstacles that might be in the way of you two coming together. You know, certain discussions that you might need to start having about dynamics changing in your life. Because this journey, guys, is a constant reminder of like, what do you want? You have this lifetime here on this earth, and you can choose to do whatever you'd like, but there are consequences to each and every action that we take. So think wisely, guys, and, you know, pay attention to what it is you're feeling and experiencing, and most of all, like, go to your heart space, and life should feel good. Life should feel desirable. Life should not feel like we're stuck or we don't have any options. We always have options. Okay, so constantly, guys, tune into what it is you desire and start manifesting it. Because if you guys can't even think that you deserve to have this type of love, or it's never going to work out, or it's never going to come together because you're too intertwined or you're too wrapped up in your own life cycles already, that kind of thought pattern is going to continue to bring you more of that. So yeah, your divine masculines are just, I don't know how the message took a turn like that, but I feel with the passion and the chemistry, many of them are asking you to remember that as well. See in this card with the chemistry here how he's the one that's holding his hand out. So it's almost like a joint effort here is what I get, where a lot of what the masculines are going through right now is going to be mirrored to the divine feminine. So anyone who is still like, in marriages or karmic contracts or jobs that keep you really tied up, or family situations that are very toxic that keep you and your twin in cycles where you're apart from each other, all of these things are being put on the table now, and many of the twins are taking action now, because not only was it keeping them away from their twin flame at the time, like they were okay with it because they were taking everyone's opinions into consideration. Now that they're seeing that everything lies in their hands, no one is getting a chance to have any say or any opinion or anything like that except the person who is experiencing it, whether it's your divine masculine or your divine feminine. So yeah, both of you are definitely being asked to take a look at your life and whether it's filled with passion and chemistry like it is when you are with each other. Codependency. And I'm not surprised that this card comes up, especially because I was like, I don't know how the reading took a turn in the way we're now discussing like what the feminine has to do. But like I said, it's like a mirror, right? And I feel that it says here, addictions are affecting your romantic life. And it's not only addiction to substances, guys, but like addiction to codependency is a real thing. Like a lot of us can find ourselves staying stuck in certain situations because we literally are afraid to be alone. We're afraid to go out there and try to earn finances for ourselves. We're afraid of driving. We're afraid of getting a new job. We're afraid of moving. And so we stay in certain cycles with people because it's really just this fear of like depending on ourselves. And that stems from like, a lot of like buried trauma of you guys not feeling whole or feeling supported by the mothering and the fathering energy. Sometimes you might have to reparent your own inner child. If that rings a bell for any of you, or if you want to look into it, look that term up, reparenting your inner child. And that will actually help heal your fears about doing what you need to do in order to come together with your twin flame, because it's a real struggle, guys. Like the way I see it is that when you're in a relationship with your soulmate partner, karmic partner, whatever the case is, and then you have your twin flame connection as well, it really is like being in two places at once or trying to live in two worlds, and eventually it takes its toll, and the reason I feel like it takes its toll is because the universe is trying to hold you accountable for the choices that you're making and asking you each and every time if it feels authentic to who it is you are. So that's the reading today for you guys is, I guess just thinking about a lot of these things, because again, the bond is deepening. What's done cannot be undone, guys. Like when you experience true love, you're always going to think about that feeling and that person, because that's what our souls come here for, is to love, and sometimes love is sacrifice, take that however it may come, But yeah, many issues around the fears about being alone and coming together, and knowing that a lot of you have some inner work to do, and maybe these messages are coming out now for you guys to kind of get a move on, because like I said, the masculines are feeling the sense of preparedness to come forward. But because they're your mirror, divine feminine, they will also pick up on if you're feeling fearful or about to hit the door running when they come in with all of this deep and heavy emotion towards you. All right. So just be aware of that, guys. Constantly assess what's in your heart and in your mind and how you're feeling about your connection, and always do what's best for you. Okay. The only person that can make moves on your journey and tell you which path and direction to go in is you, your higher self. So turn to, the higher aspects of your own truth, and continue to be authentic. And you can't go wrong with living in integrity and honesty, and acting on your true feelings, guys. Okay, that's what we're meant to do. That's the biggest challenge, is being authentic and realizing that sometimes it's not always about living our lives for other people. It's actually about coming here and realizing that, we have choices to make that is going to benefit our own soul and our own healing and our own growth. And that's okay. All right. I love you guys. Again, thank you so much for all of your support within the last little while. It feels so good to be back, and I can't wait to continue to share more messages with you guys. And hopefully we've got some beautiful heartfelt letters on the way, just to let you guys know how they're all feeling romantically. All right. I love you guys. Take care of yourselves, and I will speak to you soon. Bye.